I mentioned we owned almost $100 million real estate portfolio. I've never owned a computer. I dropped out of school. I'm a 3-time convicted felon as an adult. Bought a bunch of houses a long time ago, lost them to the bank. So here I am 10 years ago, physically, mentally, broke in every way possible. Broke and broken. No money, no education, no computer, no nothing, except what's in here. What I have in here is the same thing that a lot of you guys have in here. Hi there everybody, so my name is Chris Boley. My partner Paul and I own 4 companies, one of which is Go Time Investments, another of which is Cool Time Investments. We buy properties, apartment complexes, trailer parks, fix them up, get the income up, get the value up, and then we either sell or refinance them and buy more. Our company is worth close to $100 million in gross value. We have about just under 1,000 units that rent for about $1,000 a month. So we've created wealth in real estate is what we've done. We started with a bunch of houses and built it into a great bunch of assets that perform, that pay us every month without having to put too much work into them. We buy them, we fix them up, we rent them out, and then we do more. Enough about the success though. Today I wanted to talk more about the adversity I've gone through and the fuel that it led to be who I am today. It wasn't easy. I've come from very difficult circumstances, and I wanted to share that with you guys today. I was born in New York City, Cinco de Mayo, 1974. And when I was 9 years old, my father went to prison, and my mother and my sister and I moved to California. We lived with another family in a junky little apartment that later I made an offer on. Never ended up buying the property, but made an offer on the junky little apartment we used to live in, the 6 of us, 2-bedroom apartment, back in 1984. From there, my mom got her own place, but it wasn't in the greatest neighborhood, another apartment complex. Never was really interested in school too much. In 9th and 10th grade, I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, the druggy guys, the gangster kind of guys, and I was trying to be like them. My parents were around, but they were always working and busy doing some of the stuff that they were doing, and they did a great job, and they did the best of what they could with what they've had. I love them to death. My father's no longer with us. But a lot of the stuff I had to figure out on my own. So in 9th and 10th grade, I'm hanging out with the wrong crowds and figured out that selling weed and hanging out with the wrong crowd was more important than school. So in 10th grade, I dropped out of school. It wasn't for me. Went back a few times, back and forth. Ended up getting my GED later. But that's when the trouble started. I get in fights at school. I didn't have fancy clothes, so I got picked on by other kids, and I would have to scrap and I'd have to fight for mine. It was either get punked or stand up for yours and be a man about it. So I learned at a young age how to fight physically and also fight mentally. The muscle that all that created though is who made me who I am today. 15, 16 years old, I went to juvenile hall a couple times for stealing clothes from the mall. I didn't have clothes, I wanted to get clothes. So I went and tried to steal them. Got caught, went to juvenile hall. My mom taught me a hard lesson and said, you're gonna stay in there. So I stayed in there for about a week or so, got out, and that was just the start of a lot of different things that happened. I sold weed for a lot of years, and I'm not proud of that, but when I was gonna have kids about 20 years ago, I stopped doing that because I knew the trouble that could bring. But what I took from it is a lot of about how to hustle. And I was always really good at it. Selling weed or whatever I did, I would be really good at it. I would give it my all and do 100% even if it were not a good thing. From there, got in a little bit of trouble, got kind of still hanging out with the wrong crowd. Tried to go to American River College for a half a semester to go to school, figured out it wasn't for me. And then I started a little painting business back in the day, and evolved into being a contractor and having a bunch of people working for me. So I learned a lot about construction from that. But one thing I never did, I could never pass a test in school. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. When it's time to take the test at school, I just couldn't focus and study enough. So for many years I used my father's contractor license other than mine, and what that led to 10 years ago is something I'm very used to be embarrassed to talk about. But today I'm not embarrassed to talk about it because it's going to help somebody else that was in the same position do what I did and do something positive with the circumstances we're dealt. Approximately 10 years ago, for using my dad's license, it led to charges. I am a 3-time convicted felon in front of you. I mentioned we owned almost $100 million real estate portfolio. I've never owned a computer. I dropped out of school. I'm a 3-time convicted felon as an adult. Bought a bunch of houses a long time ago, lost them to the bank. You have 1 foreclosure, I've had 20 foreclosures. Bankruptcy. I ran out of money, didn't know what to do, had to do bankruptcy. So here I am 10 years ago, physically, mentally, broken every way possible. Broke and broken. No money, no education, no computer, no nothing, except what's in here. What I have in here is the same thing that a lot of you guys have in here. And what I found out in my life, divorce, foreclosure, bankruptcy, felonies, no education, no nothing anywhere, we can still be successful. If we figure out a way to use that fuel for ultimate success, rather than excuses and being a victim, I so many times could have said, oh, this happened, so that's why I failed. Instead, every time I choose to use the adversity, the negativity, whatever happens, whether it's my fault or not, I choose to use it to a positive. So I take it, I stew on it for a minute, I figure it out, and then I use it for good rather than bad. In fact, right now I did something stupid. I got a broken finger, been playing basketball on it for 2 months, didn't go in and get it fixed. Went into the doctor 2 days ago, they said, man, what's wrong with you? You got a broken finger and you don't come in? But my mind and my heart are so strong. I play basketball every day, I push myself in every way, every single day. Now it cost me, gotta get surgery. I felt sorry for myself for about 2 minutes, and then I decided to get over it. I'm gonna be the old guy out on the basketball court with a screw in my finger, looking stupid, but still bringing it, still doing it. Not doing bad and saying it's because of my finger, doing good and saying it's because of my finger. I'm doing good today because I had bankruptcy. I'm doing good today because I have foreclosure. I'm doing outstanding today because I'm a 3-time felon. If I can do this, anybody can do this. I have more than all you guys put together, all against me. Give up or push harder. I know what I chose to do, and I in fact got a tattoo 3 days ago in Vegas, actually 4 or 5 days ago. Decided to get the 100%. I know it's kind of funny, it's a funny tattoo. It's been in me my whole life. This has been in me my whole life, and to bring it out and put it on my skin is just a reminder to myself to give 100% to everything I do, every single time. And if you can do the same, wake up and go after it every morning and have a purpose, and don't make excuses, make reasons why you get stuff done, you can have the same success as I have. I'm not some smart guy, some scientist, doctor, attorney. I'm a guy that learned how to hustle selling weed. It's the same hustle, it's just in apartment complexes as opposed to weed. It's the same hustle as whatever you're doing. If you got the hustle and you got the heart and you got the mentality to go with it, you could do anything you think of. I used to set small goals and I push and I get them. My recommendation to you is to set bigger goals than you could ever set. Because if you come up a little short, you still exceeded your small goal. So set big goals, and if you come up short, it's okay. And when you fail and it doesn't work, keep trying. If I want to get in that door right now and it's locked, I don't give up and walk away. I look for another way in. Maybe the lock can get undone. Maybe you can go around the other way. Maybe you can break the mother effing thing down if you have to, whatever it takes to get through to where you want to go. And you know what, the other thing I want to say before I go is when you're doing deals and you're making a hard phone call or you're talking to people or whatever you're doing, you have to have courage to do it. When a deal comes along and I'm sure about it and I know it's a good deal, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna step the toe into the water and think about maybe jumping in someday and years go by and never jump in. If I believe in that and I know it's a great deal and we check it out, I'm jumping in head first. And by doing that, that's gonna open me up to doing that a bunch more times, as opposed to the guy or the gal that sticks the toe in and never really jumps in, but talks about it a bunch. They're gonna jump in, they're gonna jump in, they're gonna jump in, and then you see them, what are they doing? You know what they're doing. They're sticking the toe in. Don't be that guy. Be the guy that dives in. Be the guy that has courage. Be the guy that has balls. Be the guy that's willing to do what other people won't do. And if you have this, and you have this, and you have this, you can do it just like I did. Nice talking to you guys. So if you guys like my video, and you like what I have to say, and you think it's interesting, or maybe you don't like it, maybe you think I'm a cocky a-hole, it wouldn't be the first time somebody said that. But the reason I'm doing this, guys, is for you, not for me. I already did it. I'm doing this to share my great information that I know with other people for nothing, except the gratification of knowing somebody else did something good with it just like I did. So if you like what I have to say, subscribe to my channel, give me a comment, tell me I did good, tell me I did bad. I'm a beginner at this, but you know what? I know my message is right because I've done it, and now I'm going to teach the world how to do it. It's go time. Bye-bye, guys. Have a good one. See you next time.